Let's talk racing and then legacy. You're going for number 21. Could you believe when your dad came home and you had a couple of tickets to the race back when you were 14, and you drove from Cleveland and you saw Lee Wallard win, that you'd be going for number 21?
Well, let me say this, that think about Mark Donohue in the first race we won in 1972. It was a game changer for us. I mean, the notoriety, the brand that we started to build at that point, the relationship with the OEMs just built through times. Chevrolet, Toyota, Mercedes-Benz, Honda, all of these people that we've had the opportunity to win that race for is amazing. And I think it's helped us, drive our credibility, throughout the industry. But this year, 21 would be for us. Obviously, there's tremendous competition today, and they don't give you a lap ahead when you go back. The only thing we have is this domain knowledge, and we're going for a third in a row. It's really never happened, and Newgarden is the driver who will be on the wheel and certainly gives us the chance. And when I look at the Speedway, we were there for all these years. I was there the first time in '69. I was only out there for 5 years. So our win record has been terrific. But I can tell you this, that the relationship there has been amazing with the partners and the people. And most of you maybe don't know this, but 5 years ago, Tony George, part of the George family, and Holman George owned the track for 75 years, came to me and said, would you be interested in buying the Speedway? Well, it was the last thing I thought I'd get from Tony. So I met with them on a Saturday, signed an NDA, because we had owned the Michigan Speedway, we built California, we had partnership with the NASCAR people of Francis down in Homestead, so we had some knowledge of the business. Well, long story short, within 30 days, we signed a deal to buy the track. And that was probably 2 months before COVID hit. Now think about it. Sorry to take your time here.
Oh,
this is
please.
A pretty good story. Here we are, made a deal to buy the track. We close. COVID comes 2 months later, and guess what? We've got tickets for almost 300,000 people to come to the race in May. And guess what? You should have heard me selling my banker about 250,000 at $150. It's a hell of a deal now. That's why I'm going to make the first payment. So, wow. All of a sudden, it hit us in the head. No race in May. Finally had a race in August, no people. And guess what? We had to give everybody back that had bought a ticket credit for the next year. Because what happens at Indy, this is the best marketing thing I've ever seen. If you have a ticket in Indianapolis, we'll give you 500 hours after the race to renew your ticket. And if you do, you can renew it or upgrade. Guess what? For this year's race, we had 170,000 people paid for their tickets before the race. And it's just amazing when you think about that. But COVID taught me a lesson, because the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is iconic, it's generational, 300,000 people, the biggest sporting event in the world. But how do we give back during COVID? Well, during COVID, we did 100,000 vaccinations. We took our garages and set them up like small places where people could drive their car and get vaccinated and move on. The town of Speedway couldn't have their graduation for the seniors, so what did we do? We said, get your mom and dad in your car, drive them around the track, and come to the start-finish line, and we gave them their diploma. Think about that. But probably the most personal thing that hit me the hardest was Breann Leath, an African-American female police officer in Indianapolis, downtown, was shot and killed. It was at a time that everybody was just, we were in just such a situation as a country, and certainly in Indianapolis, particularly at this moment. we said, let's have that funeral at the racetrack. Think about 2.5 miles of police cars end to end, the governor, the mayor, and Breann Leath took her last lap of life around that racetrack. It gives me goosebumps when I think about it today. It was absolutely an amazing time. So we've tried to take that track. It generates $1 billion worth of economic benefit every year. To take it somewhere, the Hallman family, with the stewards, and the Penske families, the stewards today going forward. So my interest in cars, 1951 with my dad, the automotive business, I can tell you it's all right there at Indianapolis.